right, we're live.
Hey guys, thanks for joining the show. We wanted to get back on Instagram Live and talk to you guys today. We actually, sometimes there's things going on in our business where we're like, okay, we have to talk about what's going on in construction. We have to talk about what's going on with interest rates, which, by the way, just another 25 bip hike. But this week we're like, okay, let's just talk about something that's a little bit more general. And what we're going to do is Max and I are each going to pick one thing. We don't know what we're about to say. Well, hopefully Max knows what he's going to say, but
I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't know what Max is going to say. He doesn't know what I'm going to say, but we're each going to pick one thing that we love about what we do, and we're going to pick one thing that we hate or dislike or wish was different. Yeah. And Max is going to take it away.
For sure, and I think the big thing behind this is that people, you'll come across people in your life and say, what do you do? Oh, I work in real estate, I own apartment buildings. Like, oh, that's amazing. And it's like, but they don't really know, what we deal with on a day-to-day. And I think my answer to both are going to kind of be in the same realm, because I think it's what I love about real estate, but what also sometimes frustrates me.
Double-edged sword.
Yes, exactly. And I think what I love about real estate is how dynamic it is, right? I wake up every day not sure exactly what's going to happen, right? I get an email from property management. We have this maintenance issue. We're under contract to buy a building, and escrow needs a document, or something's going to delay the closing. So it really keeps things interesting and exciting, just how fluid and dynamic it is. And I like that. I like being strategic. I like problem solving. It's why I was an engineer before this. And so that's what I love about real estate, is just waking up every day, and it's always going to be a different day. There's no set schedule.
What I love about real estate is that for the most part, not always, but for the most part, we have a good sense of control of who we work with, so that we have relationships with people, ongoing business with the escrow people that we work with the lenders, the loan brokers, the realtors that we work with, the contractors on an ongoing basis, the inspectors, termite companies, all sorts of vendors that we have the options of who to work with, and we generally get to make those decisions. Now, there's it's not 100% of the time. It's probably 75% of the time. There's a good chunk of the time where the seller gets to pick the escrow company, or we have to, our inspector is booked, so we have to book a random inspection company. So, but I would say overall, we have a really good control over who we get to work with, and obviously we choose to work with the people that we like and have good relationships with. And to me, one of the biggest, most vital, important parts of life is who you spend your time with, and being able to have control over that is, to me, it's amazing.
Yeah. And that's what's so great. Like my answer and your answer, they kind of feed each other. It's like, okay, it's going to be so dynamic, but then we're also fortunate that when these things are happening, we're able to work with the people that we want to work with.
So what do you hate?
What do I hate? No, I don't hate. There's nothing that I really hate. I love everything that we do, A to Z. But I think back to my answer of why I love real estate, it's also what's frustrating is there's so much out of your control. Like tenant maintenance stuff, right? Like these things come up. Like we're leasing a few units, and we had a tenant go to move in, and there was like a flood, and we didn't even know about it until she moved in. So it's like, as much as we're in control of a lot of the aspects, and especially because we run this business together, we have control, right? We're not really answering to so many people. We're really answering to each other and ourselves. But there's so much also out of your control. You go to do construction, you open up a wall, and then all the wood's rotted, and you didn't account for the $5,000 in framing costs. So there's always so much out of our control. But I think, the fact that we rely on each other and work well together, and our ability to problem solve and get to solutions very quick kind of overcomes the nuances when things are out of our control.
My answer is along similar lines, although it's a little bit more targeted towards construction delays, specifically with utilities, getting utilities set up, where we waited, like on Edinburgh, it was like 3 or 4 months. So we waited to get power set up and to get meters installed. It's just like, again, along the same lines of not having control. And I always say, if you don't like McDonald's, you go to Wendy's, or you go to Burger King, or In-N-Out, or wherever it is that, if you don't like a certain restaurant, you can go to the other one across the street. But when it comes to government agencies and utility
Yeah.
providers, you don't have the luxury of having
Yeah.
options of where to go. So you're really at the mercy of the utility provider, and not having that control or that flexibility to me is just sometimes it's really
Yeah.
frustrating because when we are trying to add bedrooms and bathrooms, we are trying to add units to a city
Yeah.
that has such a shortage, and we feel like we're doing our part and we're doing what
Yeah.
we can, and not having that control over that part of the process and getting delayed really sucks
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, but I think all in all, it's like there's always going to be struggles. Whatever you do
Yep.
for work, whatever you do in life, there's always going to be challenges. We love real estate. I love what we do. I love the fact that we get to sit in my garden and come talk to everybody about where we're at and our perspective. And we're going to keep growing, right? I think the pros, the way I see it is like there's minutia that makes it challenging what we
Mm-hmm.
do. But the pros of what we're doing and the ability, our work environment, the energy, everything about it is like we're going to keep plugging away and keep growing, keep building the business of owning apartments in LA and looking at strategies, opportunities to expand beyond
Yeah.
just multifamily in LA.
Even in today's market where a lot of people are on the sidelines and kind of waiting around for better market
Yeah.
climate, we're talking to brokers throughout the day. We're toured a property this morning. We toured a unit that we're going to start
Yeah.
renovating.
Keep building the business of owning apartments in LA and looking at strategies, opportunities to expand beyond
Yeah.
just multifamily in LA.
Even in today's market where a lot of people are on the sidelines and kind of waiting around for better market
Yeah.
climate, we're talking to brokers throughout the day. We're toured a property this morning. We toured a unit that we're going to start
Yeah.
renovating, going to another tour, meeting with a few investors
Yeah.
this afternoon. So it's like we're still pushing along, and like Max said, trying to grow and making it happen. So, we'd love to work with you guys. If anyone wants to reach out, at Hueliahu, at the Goldfinger Group,
Max at thegoldfingergroup.com.
look forward to speaking to you guys.